This video is powered by LearnToPlay.live, the only hardware synth performance course. Register now and enjoy 40% off. I promised you guys that I was going to go and explain when I did a live show what it looked like. Now this is what it is. This is my techno way of playing live. That's today's video. You ready for it? Let's go do that right now. Hey, what's happening? I'm Hello Kitchen and thank you for checking out yet another video. Now, if this is your first time here, don't hesitate to click subscribe and hit that notification bell. Whenever I upload a new video, you'll be kept in the loop and you'll not miss out on anything. Stick around till the end of this video. I will tell you all about LearnToPlay.live, the new platform on which you can learn how to play live. I think this thing goes back all the way to COVID times. I was in the chat, because the chat exists for a long time. You can find that through patreon.com/kitchen, shameless plug. But we were talking about, what would happen if I was playing, and wouldn't it be cool to explain what was happening? And then through the years, more and more gigs came in. The Analog Kitchen philosophy grew and grew more, and I established myself as an artist a little bit better, I think. More gigs came in. I got little by little, I got less chicken shit because I was scared in the beginning, because hauling all that stuff on stage is a thing. So, but now I'm in a zone where I'm experimenting more and more and more, where I feel like, okay, you know what? If it goes wrong, it goes wrong. Happy little accidents, I adore them. They teach me a lot, and whilst they're not ideal, it's cool to experiment. So now, I have to say what's up to Ricardo Silvio. Now, if you're abroad, you don't, that name might not ring a bell, but in Holland, he is one of the most unique promoters in my country, because he will actually get mad when you ask him, okay, you're throwing this party, and this party is called Clubb, that will be wow. When he books you at Clubb Wow, and you ask him, okay, what is the direction? He'll probably get mad. He'll tell you, you're the artist, you should know. Play whatever you want to play, but bring it. Bring it. So everything is taken care of. The hotel, your food, everything. He'll just make sure his A game is there so you can bring your A game. The sound is perfect. Everything is in order. Everybody's friendly, and you just walk into this warm bath of creativity where you can do whatever you want and be whoever you want to be at that specific time. Mainly for me, I've played progressive house sets, I've played techno sets, I've played house sets, I've played groovy, bouncy, whatever. As long as I made a convincing, compelling, creative storyline for the crowd to follow, whatever I fed them, they ate it. And it was absolutely amazing. To the point where I call them next day, like, oh my God, I can't believe it. So Ricardo Silvio, thank you very much. Now, I always take all my stuff with me and I end up not recording anything. Now, I got 9 out of 10. So everything is recorded, but the levels are somewhat, loud here and there. So there's 2.5 hours of me playing. The first hour is somewhat not distorted. But hey, you know what? It gives you an idea of what it is that I did, and I'm very happy with how the sound was. It was not distorted in the room, but it was. So before you guys start slagging me in the comments, I already posted the disclaimer. I know it was that loud. Okay, this weekend sees my other half of my split personality, Lucien 4, teaming up with Oliver Obelos for this gig where we perform as Quadrophonia. So a lot of people might not know, but I was also one half of Quadrophonia. And yes, I was the guy rapping on the record. So if you're that old that you remember that rave style, maybe you were in Ibiza and saw Carl Cox deem it his record of the year in 1993, it's me rapping on the record. Now that's that. But we're performing live as well. So I persuaded Oliver to go like, listen, do buy an MPC. So he bought an MPC keys, red one. And we're going to perform with my setup, the Analog Kitchen setup, and then that. So that's Quadrophonia. We're going to play live at Play Festival, which is something else. Again, up in the north in Friesland, in Lutzkewieren. So yeah, if you're from Germany or England or France, I dare you to pronounce it. Lutzkewieren. Okay, so that's Play Festival. But then going back to last weekend, I was in Leeuwarden, for the people that know. And this was absolutely awesome. So I set up the modular. That was scary. Came with the modular. I came with an Octatrack, with a 1010 black box, with the Minitar. And the Minitar, I had to stick it on a send on the zone 96, which meant that there was no effect on it, so it was dry as a bone, which I ideally would never want to go for, but it worked out really well. And there's a trick that I do with the Minitar where I just tweak all the LFO knobs to the right and then play around with the length. It will become that really, really gritty techno sound. And that on top of the Nano Modules Octa, not the Octatrack, but Nano Modules have got this module called Octa, which is an 808 clone. And I just literally reached out to them asking like, how come you get it to sound so close to an 808? And they went like, because we looked at the exact same thing. And I was like, okay, so there was an omelet landing on my head. Okay, really cool. And what I did is, if you want to make a breakbeat without sampling any loops, an 808 snare within a really cool rolling techno groove will definitely give you that breakbeat kind of vibe. It's very breaky, very, I don't know, you'll hear it. So without further ado, I will give you an excerpt of what happened. It looks like there's not a lot of people there. There actually is a lot of people there, but I pointed the camera more towards me, and the weather was not ideal, so there were a lot of things that could have, worked a little bit differently, but focus on the music. And yeah, enjoy. So what do I say? What do you say? What do you say? What do you say? What do you say? Okay. So what do you think? This is me doing what I love to do. And yeah, that's that. Now, this is Analog Kitchen Live. This is my techno way of playing live. I'm loving it. I'm really enjoying the fact that, you know, I can do different things. There's a live aspect in terms of playing an octatrack live within the, playing the minitar in the octatrack, playing live with the octa, the nano modules, octa, the snare drum and stuff like that. I'm actually contemplating to go the Endorphins Cockpit 2 route and maybe stick a MAR next to it, Nano Modules MAR mixer, so I can do different things with mixing, as I was lacking a few outputs, but that's modular for you. Now, if you made it this far into the video, you sir are an absolute superstar. I would like to point out that we're going into the chat after this video, which means you have to sign up. There's a little bit of a paywall, but you won't be breaking the bank. And you can find that by going to patreon.com/analogkitchen. Learn to play.live. It's a new platform. I'm starting this. It's not very new because if you follow the channel, you know exactly that it's been coming for a long time. It means that we're rolling out a 32-week course on which we basically tap into the most common things you need to know about before contemplating to play your live set anywhere. So if you want to get out of the loop, you want to just like think on how to perform live, you're contemplating like what to bring and how to do it, how to go about it, that is your one-stop shop. And it's not only me, I've got a few cats, relevant people in the industry, some new, some legends, and they can all tell you from their perspective point of view on why you should do certain things and how you should go about them and what happens if you decide to change your sound around. We will look at the sounds that are current, so we will probably look at house, tech house, techno, but we will also look at if you're a band and you want to work with an electronic musician, then how do you how do you gel that together? How can you morph it into a concise, convincing performance? Enough with the chat. Thanks for watching. Click like, subscribe, helps the channel. Don't be a stranger. Learn to play.live. You know, there's a 40% off and spots are filling, so get on board, join the herd. And as well, if you want to get closer to me a little bit faster, it could be patreon.com/analogkitchen, and that takes you into Discord now. Without further ado, this is the end. This concludes our broadcast day. I am Analog Kitchen. Thank you for watching. Peace.